Senator Kamala Harris of California. And she, of course, is going to need all the help she can. It's going to be a large field of Democrats running for president in 2020. And she is going to be leaning on her sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Of course, she announced on Monday on Good Morning America on MLK Day, then held her first news conference at Howard University. And this was the issue that was raised today, an article that was published by Politico. And Noland McCaskill, graduate of FAMU, also a member of NABJ. He joins us right now. Noland, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
All right, then. So I sent you a tweet earlier because in the article you said the Delta's membership is about the same as the AKAs. I said, oh, you're going to get lit up. I know you heard from some Deltas today.
That's what the Delta website said. That's what I went off of.
But did you hear from some Deltas today?
I heard from some Zetas. I don't know if I heard from any Deltas.
So what does Zetas hit you for?
I can't really tell you what my sources are like.
I ain't telling you the name of the source. I'm just saying what they hit you up for. Are they mad you mentioned those two?
It said I mentioned AKA a little too much in the story, but that's...
But she's AKA! What's wrong with them? Tell a Zeta to run for president. I'm just saying.
For real. You got a point there. I mean, this is just a friend I went to college with. Shared my article on Facebook. She was responding to it. We texted a bit about it, and I was just into that.
Look, the point of the article that you made is that, I mean, look, and I've always talked about this, when you talk about infrastructure, when you talk about organizations, the reality is same thing when Loretta Lynch was nominated for Attorney General. She's a Delta, and Delta Sigma Theta was out strong on Capitol Hill in the red, pressing senators and others to confirm her nomination. And so this is, when we talk about when you run, you lean on institutions that you're members of to see you through.
Right, and she's got that. I mean, she's the only candidate in the field, or at least the only major candidate who has attended an HBCU. She's got the Howard connection. You saw her there on Monday after she launched her campaign. I mean, her roots are at Howard. That's where she pledged AKA. We're going to see her Friday in South Carolina, where those roots will really be shown when she's at the Pink Ice Gala. She's going to be speaking there. That's an event people are really excited about. They're excited that she's there. They're excited that President Barack Obama went there in 2008.
Although he didn't want to go there.
Yeah,
he didn't want. What actually happened there was Obama in 2008. Obama was tired. He's like, look, no, we can cancel this. And Valerie Jarrett said, no, you're going to this event. And now, of course, Obama, he didn't pledge one of the Divine Nine. And I don't think he quite understood why he needed to go to that event. Some 3,000 AKAs attend this annual event in South Carolina. It's a major deal. And if you run for president, you want to go to a place where it's a whole bunch of black women, considering black women are the backbone of the Democratic Party, even in South Carolina. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, let's talk about one of our partners, The Herbs Cleanse. In 2019, many folks, of course, are focused on their health, trying to get better, trying to look better, getting ready for the beach season. Other folks, of course, improving their golf game, all that sort of good stuff. And so they want to be able to have a healthier new year. So one of the ways to do that is the Herbs Cleanse. It's something that I actually have been on. I started a couple weeks ago, so I have now 4 more days, and so it can certainly make a difference when it comes to losing weight, also giving folks more energy as well, improving their overall being. And so if you want to do that, this is what you can do. You can join those of us who are on it by going to theherbs.com and then use the promo code Roland. A lot of folks, of course, are trying to still get rid of that excess eating and that they did over the holidays, processed foods, fried foods, you named it, all the fun stuff we had. And some of y'all probably had some, except where it was freezing on MLKD, some of y'all had some barbecues going as well. And so if you want to do that, again, and your body, or you want your body to recover, use the full body cleanse. It certainly can help you get rid of the toxic buildup in your body that certainly drags you down. So again, go to theherbs.com and you use the promo code Roland. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.
Right, and this will be her first stop in South Carolina. I mean, you've seen Cory Booker, you've seen stories, Bernie Sanders, excuse me. They've gone to South Carolina for MLK Day. This will be her first stop here. She's not necessarily campaigning, although she did launch her campaign this week. But I mean, this is a big event for her. People are excited about it. She's going to be around her sisters, her sorors. Yeah, I think she's got a network. She's got a very unique network that no other candidate has. I mean, I reported in the story that Senator Cory Booker has kind of leaned on the fact that his mom is a Delta to try to connect when he's around Deltas. But I mean, he didn't pledge Divine Nine, and that's an advantage that Kamala Harris has over him.
Avis, want to go to you. You're an AKA.
Yes.
And what people, again, the reality, what people have to understand is, again, when you run for office, it's about groups and institutions. So, for instance, Justin Fairfax, when he decided that he was going to run for lieutenant governor, one, he's a member of Alpha Phi Alpha. He's also a member of Sigma Pi Phi, also the Bloc. And he went to those institutions, talking to them. They played a role when it came to giving to his campaign. Randall Woodfin, the mayor of Birmingham, when he ran, he leaned on Alpha and being a graduate of Morehouse.
Right.
And there were a number of people from Morehouse who gave to his campaign as well. Stacey Abrams, when she ran in Georgia, she was getting dollars from her college graduates. Andrew Gillum, Florida A&M. And so Kamala Harris, what she has is, as she's putting together a nationwide campaign, she's going to also have the advantage of having sorority sisters who will be campaigning for her and volunteering for her, who already have organizational infrastructure set up around America.
Absolutely. I mean, it just makes sense to make use of these organizations that are already hardwired throughout the nation. They are in colleges and universities. You have graduate chapters. You have people who are excited about seeing the first Alpha Kappa Alpha woman running for president of the United States. And by far, I have to agree with the Congresswoman, the best woman who's running at the moment, and I would argue she's leading the candidate. She's the one that's bringing the energy into this race. Honestly, there's no one that's announced yet that I think has had more energy behind them than she has. And so by leaning on both her Alpha Kappa Alpha pledging AKA, as well as all the Divine Nine being proud of her and leaning on that HBCU credentials, that links her into thousands upon thousands upon thousands of black people across this country that are going to automatically want to support her and see her run and see her win.
Eugene and Robert, this is the thing that is going to be interesting. Again, she goes to this event on Friday. One, it's not guaranteed that all AKs will be supporting her. But the reality is, when someone runs, if you went to the same college with them, if you live in the same town as them, same neighborhood, same organization, there's a natural affinity. And then for her, with South Carolina being a crucial early state, having a major group get behind you, even though they're 501c3, well, members can still do whatever they want to. That's infrastructure. That's fundraising. That's ground game. That's door knocking. Yep. I mean, it's all of that.
So a couple things. First and foremost, I think this time next year, we're going to be talking about Kamala Harris, the front runner. Looking at the primary schedule, I don't think I think no Democrat candidate should get out of the race before South Carolina, to be honest. I don't think Iowa and New Hampshire, having 90% plus white populations, should be determining who the Democrat nominee is. But looking at the primary calendar with California being moved up and having early voting going on while the Iowa caucus is going on, she very well can come out of this with a bulk of delegates from California, which is a huge chunk, a bulk of delegates out of South Carolina, and being the front runner going into Super Tuesday. But I'll also point out that AKAs recently have launched Ivy PAC and have officially endorsed her. And so, I agree. I do agree with Avis, and I agree with Noland that she is the best candidate out there. And I think, I think a Biden-Harris or a Harris-Biden ticket could smoke.
Oh my God,
Robert, the thing that and so one of the things that I have done for years, I mean, the speeches that I've given, is that I have said to the Divine Nine that they have not fully utilized the infrastructure. And for folks who don't understand, let me walk you through when we say infrastructure. You're talking about organizations that are international organizations. And then you have the national piece. Then you have regional. Then you have state. Then you have grad chapters. Then you have undergrad chapters. Then, of course, you have all of them also working with folks all the way down through K. So you're talking about institutions that are working with black folks from K all the way through them being adults. And so when you're talking about running for president or running for office, having access to that type of infrastructure is a huge advantage, especially early on when you're talking about trying to build out your campaign?
Well, going back to Eugene's point, if you look at the demographics of South Carolina, I think, is 35% African American. The Democratic primary is about 60% African American in that state. So it's going to be dispositive for any black candidate. If you can't carry South Carolina, it's going to show real weakness for you going into Super Tuesday, particularly when we have new states in play. Georgia is now in play in the general election, not just in the primary, in the general election, with Stacey Abrams losing by less than 2%. Florida's in play with Gillum losing by less than 5%. Texas in play.
That's about 30,000 votes.
Yeah. So Texas after O'Rourke. Wisconsin is going to be in play. So she has to show strength in South Carolina to carry her into Super Tuesday, into those states. Genetically and on paper, most black folks are going to support her. I'm, as a Clark Atlanta University graduate, first thing when they said a woman from Howard was running, you immediately want to say, I will support her. But she has to step over that issue she has from being district attorney and being state's attorney in California. She has to explain that, use that as a strength, and have a strong criminal justice reform platform going forward. The same thing we saw in the piece beforehand. She has to address that. She can't leave that lingering out there, because that's a huge red flag from any voter.
Nolan, what response did you get from non-black folks? You like your editors, they say, what the hell is AKA?
Well, when I first pitched the story, I wasn't sure if my editors would go for it, but they actually loved the piece right before it even was written. I mean, they just loved the concept that...
Now, did it help when you had the white woman from the other Washington Post when she knew what skiwi was and she got lit up on social media?
Probably made the Post wish they had reached out and hired an HBCU alum. I mean, yeah.
So they saw it, and again, I think for white editors who have no clue about black folks, they probably are going, whoa. And I'm telling you, if I'm Politico, first of all, are they sending you to South Carolina?
Just came back for MLK.
No, are they sending you Friday?
I wish they were. I don't think I am, though.
No, okay.
They got money.
I'm telling you, what you should do, you should go back and tell your bosses, yo, send a camera with me. They will be blown away. I'm telling you, you should do. You say, guys, I'm telling y'all, you need to see what the reaction is going to be like, and we should be in the room when it happens. And so I would tell them to do that.
I
Mr.
agree.
Black, the thing is,
They got money.
Go ahead, they can do it.
The fact
Go ahead.
is, Kamala Harris is the blackest candidate that's run for president in a very long time.
Well, first of all, she's the only black person who jumped in right now.
I agree.
I mean, of course, right now she's the blackest.
But with the HBC history,
He's confused
paying homage to Shirley Chisholm. I mean, it doesn't get any. It doesn't
announcing
get any.
on MLK Day.
Announcing on MLK Day. It doesn't get any more blacker than this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for people that are distracted and throwing shots already, they should be ashamed of.
But here's the piece, though, and I said it yesterday, and I say it again. No one want to get your thoughts on this. Again, I think after Obama ran in 2008, then of course re-election in 2012, I think if you are an African American who's running for president, you are going to have to present a clear and identifiable black agenda. Yep. They're not going to be able to skate around that. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be, well, sort of general, whatever. Black people are going to be saying, no. Y'all going to present an agenda for black people. We want to hear what that is, because she is going to present one for LGBT. Yep. She is going to present one for Latino voters. And black people are not going to, I'm telling you, and tell me your thoughts on this. They're like, after Obama, no, you're going to have to present a black agenda along with everybody else's agenda. What do you think?
I mean, I agree. The ties are a boost for her, but she still has to campaign to win. So she has to talk to black voters. She has to speak about the issues that are important to them. She has to tell them what she can do for them as president, as well as speak to a broader community, because, I mean, South Carolina Democrats, they realize that whoever wins the South Carolina primary is in a great position to become the Democratic nominee. And assuming that that Democratic nominee wins, that person will be the president of everybody. And so in South Carolina, Democrats on the ground are really stressing that, yes, you need to target people who look like you, but you also need to reach out to everyone in the state, because you're going to need those votes come. Here's
why, Robert, whoever's saying that, they wrong as hell. Because here's the deal. If they're going to be anywhere from 10 to 12 or 14 candidates, you don't need 51%.
That's right.
All you need, if you pull 30%, you look back, look, the reason Trump was able to get the nomination, he wasn't destroying the states. He was winning with 30s, 32, 34%, and that's going to be the key. And if you're able to build that sort of locked-in base and hit that number, you win.
I think a huge misstep this week was when they asked her the African-American question. And she said, I'm a proud American, instead of saying I'm a proud African-American, proud Black American woman. These are the people that I represent. Trump didn't win by saying I'm the president of all people. He said, I'm the president of y'all folks who support me.
Right.
I think black
Tractor trailer people.
Black folks want someone that enthusiastic.
Davis.
I think that's an excellent point. And I also agree that she does need to talk about her background as Attorney General. People are already firing shots at her around this. She clearly has the ability to sit out there and really make a strong argument about why she's the right person for the job, but she cannot ignore that issue and expect it to just go away, because she needs to answer those questions to be able to solidify this Black vote, and that's exactly what she's going to need to carry her through South Carolina and beyond.
Final comment, Eugene.
President Kamala Harris, January 2021, this morning.
Ski-wee.
You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.